my name is Gaël, and I work for Bibliothèques Sans Frontières, so Libraries Without Borders. We work in Middle East region, in Jordan, Syria, Iraq, Lebanon, and West Bank, Palestine. Before starting, you know that I wanted really to thank Alban specifically, and of course R2Face more globally for the invitation and for the proposition to present some of our activities under this project named Cooperation in the Cultural Field for Syria. This project is run in partnership with one local partner called INARA, and is funded by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in France. It started last year in 2025, and it should go and run until November 2027. And before starting, I'm really sorry. My deep apologies for my French accent, and I hope that everybody will understand me. Just to let you know, so Daraya, it's a very huge map and a very small spot. Daraya is a city just nearby Damascus. It's 30 minutes of driving from Damascus downtown. And so why we choose Daraya city in order to implement our activities? Because first, Daraya has been mostly utterly destroyed during the last regime. So due to a rebellion started in 2011. And so because of that, the last regime sought for revenge and start to destroy completely the town. But during this destruction, some community, you know, that and young people tried to gather and to collect all the cultural and books in order to create an underground library. And so basically it was sometimes underground because it was in a cellar. And so, you know, that they wanted really to share and gather all these type of books, games, or cultural and arts materials and items, just in order to create a space for gathering, for discussing, for reading, and for sharing, you know, that some stories. And so, you know, that they try to do some group discussion under this so-called safe space. And of course, it was not as safe as we can imagine during these bombings. So based on this situation, BSF, so Library Without Border, we decided to support this community-led approach in order to build and to rehabilitate this library. So why Daraya? Daraya is a symbol of rebellion, and so a powerful message in order to be strong and to transform challenges into educational opportunities and cultural spaces. So as I said to you, you have a very good support of a community, local community, but as well local authorities. So for example, we have a local council, and so I'm going to detail a lot a bit later regarding all the support that we have in terms of authority, current authorities, of course, now. So Daraya Libraries is focused to bridge the knowledge gap for the communities. And so it's based of our approach and our mission. So meaning that, as Florence said, BSF global mission is to provide access for education, knowledge, culture for the most vulnerable people. So it can be in library, but it can be as well in schools, in some community centers, or even in the middle of a village. So that's why, you know, that even for us, it was very interesting to support this initiative. And so the last point now, it's just to create a very intersectoral network based and made of private sectors like suppliers or even partners, local authorities and organizations, both international and local organizations. Next, please. Thank you. So the first step was to rehabilitate the cultural centers. And of course, it went through 4 parts. Of course, the renovation of the infrastructure by itself. So the library has now 4 rooms. So one library per se, but as well a digital space, a recreational space, and a cinema space. And besides this rehabilitation of the infrastructure, we provide furniture, solar energy systems, because as you can imagine, the power grid, local power grid is not very stable right now. And besides the solar energy system, as well, a Wi-Fi connection, not a 5G connection in Daraya, but at least you know that a connection which university student can use in order to try to do some research for the field and some graduation projects. you can see now some pictures before and after. So here it's the main door and the main entrance of the library by itself. And so the rehabilitation has ended in January 2026. And so as you can see in the next slide, you have also so kind of rubbers there. And before and after. And so here it's all for mental health and psychosocial support activities, but as well about cinema. So as you can see, this rehabilitation has been organized and has been supported by our local partners, INARA, in order to provide, that type of, according to me, astonishing change before and after. After, that the step of rehabilitation, so we have gone to create a library, but a physical and digital content library. And in order to do so, we went through several steps. So the first step is to conduct a needs assessment with our local partners, INARA, focused on several categories of population. So under 15 years old youth and between 15 and 30 years for men and women. And so it was quite of interesting because our focal group discussion, of course, during this needs assessment, just highlight different needs according to the groups. So, for example, that even our partner were more focused about having photograph of traditional clothing of Daraya, for example, or even old photography exhibition for the city that they wanted really to demonstrate, that old city exhibition. The young people under 15, they were more focused of music and painting, music like drumming, for example. The women wanted more about having and showing a positive aspect of the past. So meaning that they wanted to have kind of platform in order to display a lot of pictures and so forth about their old clothing in comparison with the current clothing that they have now. And the men between 15 and 30 years old, they were more about economical sector intervention. So meaning that they wanted really to promote ancient industries photography, ancient industry production, and so forth, like exhibition, in order to see that Daraya was kind of vibrant city before. So after having conducted this needs assessment step, so we have done what we call the content strategy. So meaning that based on this needs assessment, we have done, that we have created a list of content. And when we call about content, it can be physical or digital content, divided into between 7 thematic areas. And as you can see, you have one culture, art, and memory specific area of intervention that we have developed. Besides MHPSS and well-being, social cohesion, life and soft skills, and inclusion and accessibility per se. And so as soon as we have selected this content, we have developed, that this and deployed this strategy. In order to develop it, we have delivered some IT tools and digital equipments to our INARA partner, basically laptops, tablets, camera, projector, in order to provide also some cinema and some movie theater. We provide more than 2,000 digital contents. And then as well, we provide physical contents for more than 300 books and 130 educational games. It seems kind of low in terms of physical contents, but again, INARA was made by the young people, who have gathered all these type of books and so forth during the bombing. And so they want as well, that to participate and not to be only a BSF approach, actually. So of course, that's the true partnership. So meaning that, yes, BSF have provided more than 300 books, but INARA wants as well by themselves to provide some books in order to feed and to nurture their own library in order to, of course, at the end of the project, to have their own library by themselves. But the specificity for BSF is to provide as well the IDS Cube. So meaning that what we call IDS Cube is a BSF tool. And it's basically, just a mini server, a cube, 10 centimeter per 7 centimeter. We provide more than 32 terabytes of digital educational and cultural content, through video application like drawing application, music application, MOOCs, self-study resource, e-learning system, health awareness content, and so forth. And so meaning that this small cube is linked and connected with some tablets that people can have and can get. So it's managed by our local partner, Inara. And so you know that through this tablet, of course, the people and the public can have access for all this type of digital thing. And one thing which is very important for us regarding this IDS cube, that it can run offline. And so you know that even if internet is not very stable, we are still linked between the cube and the tablet in order to provide the digital contents for the population. I just wanted really to say that regarding cultural sense and cultural perspective, so we have developed heritage exhibitions, art exhibition. We have developed as well, and we want really the community. When I say we, it's not BSF, it's the community by itself, and the local partner. So they want really to develop as well a forum theater, puppet show, and sport tournament. So I think that's kind of interesting because it's kind of broad range of cultural activities that we can provide and propose to the local communities. And of course, it's implemented by Inara. Just in order to say that Inara is now, you know, that very well independent, let us say, to run these activities, that I will just focus on the right part of my slide. BSF, you know that in Jordan, we have already partnered with an organization called WAMID. It's an organization of musical producers, so French Syrian musical producers. And so in Jordan, you know that they tried to, and they did, um, provide some awareness session for young people in the refugees camp in order to do some music, hip hop and rap music. And according to me, you know that having hip hop and rap music in Syria and in Jordan, it's kind of interesting and very, very fun. And so meaning that WAMID was also very willing to implement some activities in Syria. So BSF gets in touch between Inara and WAMID. And right now, you know that WAMID will try to organize some concerts and for the next year in Inara courtyard, the compound. So they will try as well, and they will do some cultural events and some awareness session for the young people in Daraya city and through this library and the cultural center. A couple of pictures, as you can see, it was done on purpose. So we provide these books, but you can see the shelf is a third empty. But again, it was a willing and will of Inara in order to say, no, no, it's our mandate and it's our responsibility to furnish the shelves by ourselves with local books and local content. So you have stationaries, games, and books. And on the left side of the slide, you have a training both for local facilitators, but as well for Inara members, provided by BSF staff in order to see how we can use tablets, but as well IDS Cube server and so forth. So the key updates for me, it's again having a very good support of the local authorities. So I listed all the authorities, let us say, bodies regarding throughout Damascus, Daraya, but as well about Daraya districts. And so that it's kind of approval from the authority to lead this type of library. But again, as I said, future donation, sorry, of future books, sorry, regarding the library by itself. And the last slide is just to say that this center is not only the only center in Syria. We are already developing some centers throughout Syria, in Sweda, kind of secure area in the south of Syria, but as well in Aleppo and in Damascus downtown as well. And so I just want really to finish by Damascus downtown's cultural center because we are going to be linked with a library specialized in archaeological content. And as well, you know that it's a type of half structure, half library, half bakery. And it's a bakery as well about Syria seed, historical seed, in order to do some products, some bread with Syrian seeds and And that I think that it's very great. So thank you so much. If you need more information on the project by itself, or about INARA, or about BSF other project in Middle East or elsewhere, feel free to ask. I just wanted to thank you again, and I wanted to wish you as well a happy Eid al-Kibir, because definitely you know that in Middle East, everyone is celebrating it now. Thank you.